I ain't got no hurricane safety tips now. Well, Skelec got, and together we can weather the storm. So, check this. Prepare for power outages. Charge devices before a storm strikes. Develop a plan in the event that electricity goes. Learn where and how to shut off your home's electricity. Ensure that there are no trees in the lines near you. If you are experiencing low voltage, turn off the main switch in your home. Do not touch wet appliances. Be sure to stay tuned to Skelec's Facebook page and website for updates about the outages and restoration. For emergencies, our contact numbers are 465-2013, 661-2013, and 600. I repeat, 465-2013, 661-2013, and 600. Remember, with Skelec's hurricane safety tips, together we can weather the storm.
Are you ready for 48 hours of savings? At TDC, your VAT Day specialists are ready to serve you. Shop around the clock, in store and online at shoptdcgroup.com. Save 20% off your purchase, plus the reduced VAT offer on Friday 15th and Saturday 16th August 2025. Whether you're sprucing up your home or vehicle, upgrading your tech, or getting ready for back to school, TDC has what you need. Get it all at the TDC Home and Building Depot, TDC Automotive Divisions, and shoptdcgroup.com. Mark your calendars, Friday 15th and Saturday 16th August. Shop for 48 hours of unbeatable deals with TDC, your VAT Day specialists. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details. TDC, together we succeed.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
Good morning, and how are we all doing this morning? To the regional and international diaspora, I'll start with you this morning. Good morning to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Good morning, Mario over there in Nevis. Good morning, Tessa, Carla. Good morning. Just to remind you, we are being simulcast on TVC Channel 40, Facebook, and YouTube. If you're listening to us on the radio, we are on your FM dial at 98.9. Just to remind you of the numbers if you wish to bring a pressing topic to the fore or you wish to join in on our discussion. Our local numbers is 466-0989. We have two U.S. numbers, 1-305-921-4619, 1-718-285-6984. In the UK, 0333-440065. Good morning, Hugh. And it's been a while. Colin and Mishi, good morning. Cleo, Gwyneth, and Skeeter. These ladies are always tuning, as well as Kathleen. Good morning. Dave Livingstone, good morning. Gowan Freights and family, good morning. How are we all doing today? Diana H. and Diana L., good morning. Brian Levy, good morning. Brent, good morning. Quint, good morning again, and how are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Trying to be better than yesterday.
Well, that's all we can do.
Well, we had a little discussion before we started this morning, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. So Quint told me he went and he saw the Christina Monument, but we are both trying to remember. I didn't have time to Google. When was it erected, and who, under which administration was it erected? I said I think it's the Team Unity administration that it was erected under, if I remember correctly, because I remember when it was erected, it was a big thing. Everybody was going there taking pictures. You know how we are. Want something new, everybody want to go try it. So everybody was going there taking pictures. Of course, I don't have any, but I know it exists. And as I tell Quinn, the reason why a lot of more persons probably don't know that it exists is because we have the refurbishing of the Treasury building, and it's hidden behind there. But
Yeah.
once you go behind there, you see it's there. So if anyone have information on the
yeah.
year it was erected and which administration erected it, you can let us know. We would
And I
appreciate that.
must say thank you to you for enlightening me on that, because I would have sworn
Mhm.
that such a monument did not
Never
exist.
exists, yeah.
So it was good that you told me, and from you told me, I had to go and see it for myself, you know. So
Yeah.
yes, so thank you.
You're
This is where
welcome.
two heads are always better than
Better
one.
than one, yeah. And this is why you have to complete some things on the bucket list, man. See, I have a bucket list for you, and I can
There
take
you
that
go
off.
with that bucket
Quint
list again.
saw the monument. Oh boy.
So
And-
again, if any of you out there
Mhm.
have information as to when this monument was erected and under whose administration, then feel free to enlighten us. We're all students
Yep.
in the world as we continue to exist. So we're
Exactly.
learning every day.
As they say, you're never too old to learn, right?
Yeah.
That is so true. Now, yesterday, one of our callers asked us about a bill. Now, caller, if you're listening, I hope you tuned in early today because I know you have things to do. I know you're a busy young man. The only thing I saw was the government passes special sustainability zone authorization bill. And from what I gathered from the reading of it, it says, and this article can be found on winnfm.com. It's written by Kevin Brown, and it reads, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis has enacted a pivotal piece of legislation, the Special Sustainability Zone Authorization Bill 2025, on August 11th, 2025, marking a significant stride towards sustainable economic transformation. The bill is designed to attract high-quality foreign direct investment, diversify the national economy, and create long-term job opportunities, all while safeguarding the Federation's environment and sovereignty. Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, who led the debate, emphasized the bill's critical role in the nation's future. He stated, the bill gives our country a practical tool to attract foreign direct investment and create long-term job opportunities while protecting our environment. It is a framework for doing big projects the right way. He further elaborated on the foundational principle. He said, and quote, this bill is historic, Madam Speaker, and this is, of course, in keeping, as I said before, with our Sustainable Island State agenda, because it is the first piece of legislation to weave all 7 pillars directly into a law. It says in black and white that any special sustainability zone must advance multiple pillars so our development strengthens people and planet together, end quote. Dr. Drew highlighted the need for economic diversification beyond the current mainstay. We need new engines, clean energy, resilient housing, agri-tech, health and education services, green manufacturing, logistics, and technology. Leader of the opposition and Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Grantley voiced his strong support for the bill, echoing the sentiment for economic diversification. Brantley stressed the urgency of moving away from heavy reliance on the Citizen by Investment Program, that's the CBI. He said, in quote, I believe that the signs are clear all around us that the Citizen by Investment goose that has laid the golden egg for us for the past 2 decades, that there are some serious headwinds, Madam Speaker, involving that particular sector. He praised the innovative approach. St. Kitts and Nevis is always stepping out ahead of the region, whether it was CBI way back in 1984. We not only stepped out ahead of the region, we stepped out ahead of the world because we gave the world that idea. We are now again looking to innovate by saying, here's an idea that has worked elsewhere but has not yet been put into practice and into effect in the English-speaking Caribbean to the extent that it can drive economic development and economic diversification in a way that we need to do here in our country. He concluded by emphasizing the robust safeguards within the bill. What I like about this structure is that it tells you that at every step of the way there are safeguards. But guardrails safeguard 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. They are necessary safeguards to ensure oversight, to ensure that if a zone is declared on St. Kitts naturally, the government of the day would have those safeguards in place, that oversight. And similarly, in Nevis, the government of the day would have those safeguards and oversight. It also, in the structure of the bill, requires matters concerning the zone's governance and development agreements. They come to the Parliament. Now that is a quantum leap forward. The legislation is the first in the nation's history to directly integrate the 7 pillars of sustainable island state agenda: water security, energy transition, food security, sustainable industry, sustainable settlements, circular economy, and social protection into law.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is the bill that our caller was talking about. If he's listening, maybe he can speak to that. So I guess from what I gathered, it will, if you come to invest and you come to build, there's certain things you have to follow through it.
I'm not too clear on what Mr. McMahon was speaking yesterday, but yes, he did address it, and I told him to, if he could, do a little bit of a follow-up and perhaps, again, if he could, get back to us and enlighten us as to what really this bill was about, if that is the bill that he was referring to. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, and then yesterday too, I saw something else that, how should I say? I don't want to say it shook me up, because I knew eventually it might have happened, but it was like, wow, in your face. Immediate suspension of interview waiver for certain nationalities.
Okay, that's in the U.S.?
How did you know? Not in the U.S., but when it pertains to U.S. visas. So it says, effective immediately, nationals and citizens of the following countries applying for non-immigrant visas, including those who previously held visas and are renewing, will be required to attend an in-person interview with a consular officer. So you must travel now to the embassy in Barbados to get your visa. It says Afghanistan. I thought Afghanistan was totally banned from the U.S. in the last article that I read, but I guess they probably would have changed their minds, because not everybody's bad. But Afghanistan, Angola, Antigua and Barbuda, Benin, Bhutan, Burkina Faso, Burma, Burundi, Cabo Verde, Cambodia, Cameroon, Chad, Cote d'Ivoire, Cuba, Republic of the Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Dominica, Egypt, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Gabon, the Gambia, Ghana, Haiti. So that's good to see they still have Haiti on the list, because I thought they were on a group of banned countries as well. Iran, Christ Republic, Laos, Liberia, Libya, Malawi, Mauritania, Niger, Nigeria, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, Sao Tome and Principe, Sierra Leone, Senegal, Somalia, South Sudan, Sudan, Syria, Tanzania, Tonga, and a whole host of other countries. Said applicants for diplomatic and official visa for these countries should exercise use of normal diplomatic channels. But just to tell you that we now have to go to Barbados to get our visa. We can no longer send off when we had a previous one.
And then bearing in mind that having gone and gotten the interview does not mean
guarantee
that you will get it. And from all of those countries and individuals who seem to feel that the United States is the utopia, well, it means that the United States will be lining their pockets, lacing their pockets with these revenues from these individuals. It adds up, you know.
Yeah, it
and
does.
it's gonna add up into billions, you understand? Because everybody seems to want to go to the U.S.
Because if, let's say, 20 Afghanistanis go, maybe 1 out of 20, all that rest of processing fees gone. And processing fees are, I think they're close to 200 US now.
Yeah.
And don't talk about you having to buy your ticket. That's a bit of money. Then you have to pay for stay, pay to get to the embassy. It's a lot. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T.
Good morning to everybody again, and greetings once more in Jesus' name, the only Savior of sinners from their sins and from hell, and the second person of the eternal Trinity. Yes, as usual, I would say we need to become a republic as quickly as possible and get out the British Commonwealth as quickly as possible. The quicker, the better. Now, yesterday, when I spoke to the issue of Nevis picking up corporate income taxes, I was told that, well, I heard that I was wrong in what I said by a caller, Miss Henny.
Well, what she said was that not all of the corporate taxes are being picked up. There are some, especially the bigger corporations, are not sent. They're doing it down here on St. Kitts as opposed to
everything being taken up by Nevis.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Quint, if I say the overwhelming majority of the taxes are picked up in Nevis, is that not at the same time saying not all of them?
Yeah, but if you say the overwhelming majority, and then we take into consideration that the big corporations are not a part of that, then it could also mean that the large amount of the revenue, the larger amount is not being picked up. Because remember, those big corporations make up the larger percentage of the employees and that kind of stuff. So
Yes, I understand that, but and not only that, I even explicitly said yesterday there are exceptions. I even said that not only did I say the overwhelming majority, I even went as far as to say there are exceptions
yes,
that are not picked up in
Greg,
Nevis.
Greg, not everything you have. Anyway, I can understand you trying to make sure that you rebut, but the fact that you said the overwhelming majority, and let's take in consideration using a hypothetical corporations like Cable and Wireless, TDC, Rams, and those would make up the larger percentage of the revenue. So that would not be, your statement would not be correct.
Why not?
Because those corporations make up the larger amount of people.
But at no time did I say that in the case.
But you
I
said
the overwhelming majority.
That's it. So it can't be the overwhelming majority.
You're right, but that's not the same thing as saying everybody.
Anyway,
and that's,
you
that's
get
not
my
the same
point.
thing.
Anyway, Greg, you get my point.
Well,
Sometimes I feel that as individuals, sometimes I'm tempted to do the same, like to defend and to say, well, I was right. But when I'm wrong, or when there's a, because I'm only human.
I didn't say nothing wrong yesterday, because what I said.
I'm only human. I can't always be precise. And there are times when people, for instance, yesterday I made the statement that there wasn't a monument for Nevis here, and my co-host, she said, no, there is.
Yeah, but you were wrong with that.
Yes, and I am saying that you're wrong to say the overwhelming majority.
Why?
Anyway, I'm not going to continue, because that is what you're going to do. You're going to keep asking why, and I'm going to explain, and you're still going to ask why. So let's move on from there.
Yeah, because your explanation does not clarify what I said. What I said still stands, even if TDC and the others are among the exception, what I said still stands.
It cannot be the overwhelming majority.
It's the overwhelming majority of companies in Nevis, not necessarily the overwhelming majority of revenue. That's where you're getting mixed up.
But yesterday you didn't specifically say the overwhelming majority of companies. You said the overwhelming majority of corporate tax. That's what you said.
Yes, I think yes,
yes.
That's what I said.
So then,
I'm not too sure if I didn't mention companies either.
So then it can't be the overwhelming majority. But then we're just going, as usual with me and you, we keep going around in circles, and I don't like when we do that. I like after a point has been made, we move on.
Yep, but then Yes, but then you are taking it that today the same thing is still true with TDC them as well.
Anyway,
I'm not
Greg.
too sure. I'm not too sure the same thing is still true with TDC them as when Miss Henry we used to work in this service. So that's another thing again that has to be cleared up. If
But-
it is still so.
But even if your statement that you're still not even sure means that your prior statement could be wrong then, so you weren't supposed to make it because you're not
Okay.
clear.
Okay, for clarity, the overwhelming majority of companies in Nevis. For clarity, the overwhelming majority of companies.
Yeah.
Yesterday also, I did a little bit more research on the plastic issue with road building. And what I also came across is that the plastic can also be mixed with the asphalt and make that compound even stronger. And that not only that, the making of plastics, plastic bottles, plastic bags, you name it, to make for road building, it's very environmentally friendly. It's very environmentally friendly, and it is cheaper. The road carry less noise. That's the sort of stuff. And it can also be mixed with the asphalt.
And as
make the compound stronger.
And as I said yesterday, and I'll reiterate, it is one thing to see these things and hear them, but it's another thing to take into consideration what it's going to take and how much it's going to take of these plastic to do that.
It's cheaper than the asphalt.
To do that product, and who's going to do that? We're not in a position as Caribbean islands to do that. So it is not feasible.
Do we make asphalt in the Caribbean?
No, we get it from abroad.
Where we could also get the plastic mix from abroad too.
But you're saying that when you were speaking first, you were saying that we could do it. Yesterday, I told you it wasn't. Yesterday, I told you it wasn't feasible for us to do it. So now,
Why not?
so now again, you're changing your stance. Anyway, we have another. We have another. You don't have to hang up. We have another caller. Caller.
Okay.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Brother Quint. Potencia.
Good morning.
And Brother Greg. Greg.
Good morning.
Sometimes, yes, this is Mr. Welcome, Winston Welcome. And I will be open for critique from you and anyone in respect to my comment. Oh, okay, I thought I was hearing a double. Okay, Brother Greg, sometimes when people
I could hardly hear you.
Okay, can you hear me better?
Just a little.
All right. Let me just turn up my volume and see if it's me. All right. I'm saying sometimes when you think you make a point on your sound, you should be open for the negative that might come and the positive that might come. And sometimes we got to move on because you are you and you will remain you and you stand for correction.
Well, I'm hardly hearing you because you're breaking up and so I'm hardly hearing.
Hey, Greg, maybe you could hang up and try to see if you could hear him on the radio, and then you could always come back with your report.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Welcome.
I will reiterate. Sometimes when we make a comment, we have to be open for critique and stand for correction. Good, better, best. And sometimes things come from people response might be petty. I mean, yes, you made a comment yesterday and Miss Henry picked up on it. Somewhere along the way, the understanding might not be as clear as how you put it to be. And I personally, for example, I say I'm in the political arena, and I already have negative commentary coming at me, and these people don't know me and I don't know them, but that come off the top of their head. And I have room for that. It doesn't mean I tolerate it. So negative is going to come, Brother Greg, and one have to rise above these things. So We are here to solve issue with the Federation, moving forward for the better. I will stay right here on that until I come in with my main point. But I just chime in on it. Let's not prolong what happened yesterday and the misunderstanding.
Okay.
Thank you for hearing.
Okay.
Thank
then.
you.
Yeah, cool.
But Trinidad has an asphalt lake, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trinidad has an asphalt lake that they mine asphalt from.
Okay.
One of the biggest tar pits too, as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, so what do we move on to now? Let me play a bit of a clip
Okay.
because, you know, I'm always conscious about history and black history and that kind of stuff. And usually when it comes to black history, I cringe when I think that we only seem to allocate that to February because the United States say that February is Black History Month. As a black people, every day we can speak on features that speak to our contribution to humanity over time. So I'm going to play this clip.
Hello, I'm Glenn Turman. African Americans have long been acknowledged for their creativity and genius in theater, dance, music, art, and literature. But there's another kind of creative contribution African Americans have made, and that's the art of invention. From the moment you turn a doorknob, flick an on-off switch, start your engine, stop for a traffic light, take an elevator, watch a missile launch, or talk on your cellular phone, you've come into contact with an invention or innovation created by an African American. Ellen Elgin, who patented a financially successful clothes wringer in the 1880s, sold her device to an agent for $18. Elgin's feelings mirrored a long-standing practice of black inventors, both men and women, who chose to sell their inventions to whites or white-controlled corporations for fear of their inventions losing value if their true identities were known. Since records of inventors' race weren't kept when the U.S. Patent Office was established in 1790, we may never know exactly how many patents were issued to African Americans. Now, probably the person most responsible for gathering information on early black inventors was Henry E. Baker, an assistant U.S. patent officer and graduate of Harvard Law School. Baker dedicated his life to uncovering and publicizing the contributions of black inventors. Under the auspices of the U.S. Patent Office, Baker sent out letters to lawyers throughout the country asking them to identify any black inventors they may have filed patent papers for. In 1913, patent lawyer B.J. Nolan of Chattanooga, Tennessee wrote, "I never knew a Negro to even suggest an idea, much less try to patent one. I've dealt with them Negroes all my life." Baker didn't let letters like that discourage him. By the time of his death, his work produced 4 massive volumes and uncovered some remarkable inventions patented by black men and women.
And there you had it, just a smattering of history in relation to our contributions to humanity over time.
Yeah, but you know, we contributed a lot of things, but we don't hear about it every day.
Yeah.
We hear about it when it's Black History Month, and you hear, oh, this person invented this person invented that. We don't.
And we just give a brief thing and then we move on.
Yeah, we move on. Yeah,
Yeah.
we are weird people, you know. Us with this nice color skin, we're weird people.
400 years of brainwashing does not
Yeah, we are
easily go
weird
away.
people.
Yeah.
Not saying that all skins aren't nice, but I just think ours
Yeah,
is the best.
we have the best skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Ours-
best.
Yeah, thank you,
and
Lord.
they,
Thank
and
you,
they know
thank
it,
you.
and they know it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, they know it. When I see somebody that says they're 77 and 77 where and look good,
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, we did that. Nothing could keep us down.
You know?
We hardly need anything to enhance and do this. And once we eat good, we exercise. We're good to
I
go.
tell you.
We are
You couldn't have said it better.
we are good to go. We're excellent folk.
We have a caller. Hello,
Okay.
caller.
Caller, go ahead.
Morning, guys.
Good day.
Good. Now you just were playing something there, right? I learned yesterday that salad dressing was created by a black man.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Ranch salad dressing, but he sold it to Clorox.
Yeah. As
So
the,
you think-
as the man was
So
just
you-
saying, a lot of people who invented things, black people, they sold it because they felt that if they tried to push it themselves, it wouldn't get anywhere. So
But that was then. But even now, because you know a lot of the hair products, right, that are in the store, that black people, a lot of the black brands
yeah,
that were created by black people, they sold them.
Yeah.
They only keep it looking like it's black people do it still, but they actually sold them because there's a brand that they actually say now that it was sold to the white people, it's kind of diminished. He lose a lot of what he used to do for people here.
Yeah.
So in a sense, you can't keep blaming the white people. Black people is the one who keeps selling out their stuff. Because in today, 2025, if you create something, why not hold on to it? Because we want to get rich quickly.
but we
But I
just
don't think
but we just
I don't
said-
think so, you know. I
we
think it's the
ju-
back end because sometimes these Caucasian folks probably
No,
gonna
but
get. You don't think
no,
so?
But some of these products I'm talking about now, some of these products have been in the store for a good while. In the hairdressing store making money, but yet they still sell it.
Perhaps-
Because we as black people too, the problem with us, we don't have the patience. We want to become millionaires overnight. We don't have the patience.
I won't say all black people, but yes, you're right.
Well, not all, but am I talking something that's not true? We want to
That's
become
what I said,
instant
you're right.
millionaires.
Yeah.
We don't want to wait. We don't want to take our time, so we sell off everything because we want to steal the money now.
That is why I said 400 years of brainwashing is not washed away easily. That's one point. Here's another point. Sometimes, let's say Hortensia invented this stuff. She's a black person. She invented it. She put all the ingredients together, blah, blah, blah. It was selling. Next thing you know, I'm her son, right? She dies. I'm her son. I don't have the same kind of feeling.
Right,
Somehow I don't have a link with my heritage, the importance of what she did, my mother did, and I just want to live the lavish life, wear the Versace's and so you're right, and I sell it off, and then generation down the line, we are a poor set of people
with nothing.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly, because even now, if you create something, look at what you have to make sure you patent it. Because I have a church brother that he made a scraper. He came up with an idea for a scraper to scrape the snow off of your car, which is he have a scraper and a handle that extends.
Yeah.
He sent the pattern to the people that created the stuff. He went to all the process, but when he came to paying for the pattern when nobody can sing it, he never did that. So what do you think they do with the pattern, with the thing that he do? They made it, sell it to Walmart, and sell it in the store for $20.
Yeah, and they make millions of
And
dollars.
he's not making anything.
Exactly.
But you see, even
That's what I said with
even
the
the
funding.
patent. Look, even the patent thing is set to work against us, because if you do some research on the patent thing in terms of how long it lasts, you will find that eventually they own it. That's one. Number two, here's another aspect of it. What you said, you send in your patent. For instance, there was this guy who invented the shoe lasting machine, right? It was a black man. It was so complicated. Now, in the clip that I played, you heard a white individual saying, I don't know any Negro to so and so, and much less to invent something. But here's the rub. He invented this thing, a black individual, back in those days when we did not have the freedom and luxury we have today, And it was so complicated, even the patent office could not understand it. So they called him to break it down and explain it to them. And you know what happened after he broke it down and explained it to them?
They probably steal it.
They stole it, reproduced it, and he ended up dying a pauper, poor. And they control the patent. Even when you think about electricity and sound engineering and all that kind of stuff, when they say, I studied engineering, and when they say Alexander Graham Bell invented, certain things, when you dig into the history, you realize that he employed a black individual who was the one who first pulled the reed across the magnetic field and found out that it transmitted a sound. And he went and he told Mr. Bell, and Mr. Bell, because he was the owner of this black slave, he just took the rights to it. Research whatever Alexander Graham Bell or whatever his name is, and you will find that a lot of the things that is why we used to hear that he invented the bulbs, and now you hear he didn't invent the bulb because the filament was invented by a black person. So you see, there's a lot of things that they set up that go against us, and that is why our people must learn their history. That is why when Hortensia invents something and I'm her son inherited, I would understand the relevance of it and not sell it off.
Yep. Exactly, Queen. And that is why the other day I mentioned the young guy that came up with the soap that fights skin cancer.
Yeah.
Or like him, they gotta watch him very careful, because in number one, the drug industry, they would, sorry to say, but analyze him to get take that away from him.
They would kill you. They would kill you too. Yeah.
It's the truth, though. It's a fact that it's not that we gotta face such things, but it's the truth. Yeah. Now, Hortensia.
Hi.
I see West Indies won.
I didn't even check,
Yes,
I had such a rough day yesterday. So, so we
heard
won
it
the
on the
series.
news.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
You realize I didn't say anything this morning. Yes, finally.
And now come to the passport issue of going to back to Barbados for a visit. I mean, that's something that we've been doing for years. Yes, they had give us a break, but when it comes to it, when you say one, let's say two. We as black people, we the one who give up a lot of stuff, because when look at it, right? Americans can come anywhere in the Caribbean. They don't need a visa. They just hop on a plane and we let them in the country. For us to come, we have to apply. We spend money. You go Barbados, you get denied. That's money gone down the drain. They don't even give you back a penny.
They don't give you back.
Not refundable.
That's money gone down. So why is it that all the Caribbean islands cannot come together and say, look now you got to pay something to come into my country. You need to apply to come into my country.
I think with the new systems,
countries in Africa are doing that now.
They have to pay. With the new systems that we have in the Caribbean, the entry systems, there's a small fee. I don't know if you read that article.
They need to apply to come in, just like we have to get permission to come to get a visa to come to America. I think Americans should need to also apply for a visa to come to the Caribbean.
I agree.
Why do we make ourselves like we just an open door, everybody coming?
Because we love them more than we love ourselves. Our leaders love them more than they love themselves and their people.
But with the new system, as I was saying, you have to apply to come in first off, because you have to get permission, and then you have to pay with the ETA.
But we want it across the board.
Permission contents here. The new system, all you're doing is just filling out that thing on the on the computer. I don't call that really permission. That's just letting you know I'm coming in your country. I'm talking like how we have to go, sit down in front of a man, and he look over all your documents and sometimes tell you, you don't have enough connection.
Because
have a good day, guys.
That's a good point.
That's
because
true.
sometimes they come into your country and you don't know what their characters are. Recently I heard on the news of this woman who went to a place, not in the Caribbean, but when she was leaving, she had this luggage with her, and the people went to search it, and when they when they went to search it, they observed that the materials were moving. And when they started to unpack, they found that there was a baby under the material. The baby was hot, almost suffocating, but still alive, and so they took her and prosecuted her. So you see, she was smuggling out a baby in between a lot of clothing. You understand?
Madness.
So you'd never know. Then there was this other instance where this elderly man, 60-something years, went to a place in Africa, and when something happened, I think some child made a complaint, and when they investigated him, they realized that during his stay in that place in Africa, which was less than 2 or so months, he had already sexually molested over 16 or 17 young boys and girls.
Oh, wow.
So we need to stop letting them just come with showing their social security card or whatever it is, their visa, whatever it is. Let them start. A lot of countries in Africa, a number of countries in Africa are beginning to do that. We need to be reciprocal. The same way they treat us, we start to treat them. But we can only do that, as the caller said, when we unify as a Caribbean region. Let's take a bit of a break, and we'll be back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
Buster! We run things, things are on we. Buster! Buster! Living color, do it differently. Buster! Buster! Not an in charge, like for the party. Buster! Buster! We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
7 flavors, best taste. Buster! Bolder, better, better. Pick your color.
We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
Buster! Live in full color.
Buster!
St. Kitts, are you ready to invest with UTC GBFL?
Wait, UTC GBFL? What is that all about?
It's the UTC Global Balanced Fund Limited, your passport to investing in global markets, stocks, bonds, and opportunities worldwide, all within your reach.
So I can really start investing money?
Yes, and the best part, you can start with just 100 US or EC equivalent. Investing isn't just for the big players, it's for you. Whether you are seeking the potential to build wealth, secure your future, or chase your dreams, now is the time. Do it for you. Now, visit utcgbfl.com to get started today. UTC GBFL. Invest for tomorrow. Do it for you. An investor should consider a fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses before investing, with the full knowledge that an investor may not get back the amount invested. The price of the units may increase or decrease, or that there may be circumstances where redemption of units may be suspended. This and other important information can be found in the fund's prospectus, which is available on our website, www.utcgbfl.com. The Eastern Caribbean Securities Regulatory Commission has not in any way evaluated the merits of the securities offered.
More than 42 million cars from 19 different car companies are being recalled for faulty airbag inflators. Repairs are fast, easy, and free. The problem isn't with the airbag, it's with the airbag inflator. Because the inflator can rupture, shooting shrapnel through the airbag, which can cause serious injury or even death. Don't risk it, fix it.
Please contact TDC Automotive Division to find out if your Toyota vehicle is affected by the Takata airbag recall. Visit or call us at 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis.
For This year's Restaurant Week, National Bank wants you to swipe more, win more, and experience more. Use your National Bank Visa credit or debit card at any participating restaurant for a chance to win a VIP Culturama experience. Pick your event, get a glam makeover, and skip the lines like a star. Or get $500 in Lyman cash and splurge to the max. Swipe and win with National, the official bank of the St. Kitts Nevis Restaurant Week.
From the time that you taste it, man, you know that it's greatness. Some ice in your cup, tell your friends link up. You know that we lying. Signal the bartender. No, we don't need chaser. But if you want, it could sing your cup, tell your friends link up. You know that we lying. Signal the bartender. No, we don't need chaser. But if you want, it could mix.
Switch to Digicel. Activate a 3-day plan or higher. Pay your bill in full. Sign up for postpaid or a new Digicel Plus internet package. Stay connected, keep enjoying the best service, and get ready to win. 20 years strong, and we're just getting started. Visit a Digicel retail store today.
Are you ready for 48 hours of savings? At TDC, your VAT Day specialists are ready to serve you. Shop around the clock, in store and online at Shop TDC.
A dose of hot tea only on Win Media 98.9.
And we have a caller.
Okay, caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good day.
Yes, Quint, yes, that was what I was referring to yesterday.
Okay, yes. Thanks for the clarity.
Yeah, right, yeah. But first off, I didn't hear any contribution from the other opposition members.
Yeah.
No, you had, you know how it is with opposition now. You have Mr. Brantley, leader of the opposition, and ostensibly the other two members, Evelyn and
Sean.
What's his name?
No.
No.
Trying to get all of Mr. Brantley's.
From Nevis.
Oh gosh,
Oh,
it's
from
Evelyn
Nevis,
and what's
okay.
the other gentleman's name? Oh gosh, he was the agriculture Jeffers. Alexis Jeffers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. They spoke, but I didn't hear Harris or
Sean. Yeah.
Right? And to me, it's a dereliction of duty when they
And I agree with you 100%.
I don't know if they weren't here or they just didn't speak or what. But to me, it was a dereliction of duty, right? And they should be called out for it.
They should be.
Okay? Yes.
Because don't they understand that they're still a representative of the people? Don't they understand that the people's perspective or the people need to feel that there's someone looking out for their aspects
their
and
rights.
Their
interests, You're right.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I mean, they should be made to explain. People should demand explanation from them. That's not good enough. It's ridiculous, right? Now, having said that, okay, the bill that was passed, what I noticed about it, or what I noticed about the presenter, was that practically all of them were saying that it was transformative. Now, if you're going to have something as transformative as what they say it is, then I would have thought that the people would have been involved, not when they were passing the bill, but before.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Something like this, because what this seems to be doing, okay, is setting up legislation to allow for enclaves. Yeah. Basically, you can have a large section of your country being
designated or allocated.
occupied.
Yes.
It's going to be allocated.
Yes.
But basically, it's going to be occupied by what would appear to be foreign direct investors, foreign investors. That's going to change the complexion of the country.
Yeah.
Okay, and certainly the citizens, the existing citizens, should have a say in that.
I agree.
A lot of them they were basically swooning over United Arab Emirates, Dubai.
Yes.
Right? You know, Dubai is in the UAE.
Yeah.
And saying basically if they can do it, we can do it too. Well, the problem with that is that United Arab Emirates is about, well, it's well over 30,000 square miles. Okay? In terms of land mass.
Yes.
Right? We are 68, well, include Nevis.
Not only that, they're rated among the richest anywhere in the world that you know. The people that populate that place are rated among the richest people in the world.
Well, the thing is, that is the intent. They want to be able to attract the richest people in the world to come and live among us. On the face of it, that might sound attractive, but there are implications to that.
Yeah.
And I don't think they were too superficial. They were glossing over the implications of this. Right? They said, for instance, that they were very adamant that it's not a case where they're creating a separate sovereign entity in the country, that whatever plans and so on developers bring, it would be debated in the parliament, okay? So there will be that oversight, and whatever
but
they decide,
pause,
whatever
pause,
rules and regulations.
Pause just a minute there. Whatever comes forward, there'll be but when? After the fact? Just like in this case?
Just like now, yeah. That's the whole point. I wouldn't trust one of them in there with something like this.
And then people were asking when we heard that Dubai was being a contributor to the desalination and certain other things. There was a question as to what would they be looking for, what would be in it for them, and now the picture is becoming more clear.
Well, I don't know if it's if it is a country involved or particular investors involved, but you can bet your life this didn't just come out of the blue, right? This was not discussed as part of any election campaign or anything like that.
No.
Right? This is something that is just coming up. And I don't know if it, as a matter of fact, one of the things the opposition did was say that the government is being criticized for not bringing in foreign direct investment. Okay? So I don't know if this was a knee-jerk response to that.
But did they say what the investment would be apart from, did they pinpoint one or two particular investments as opposed to we're just hearing that these rich people are going to come here?
They didn't. They weren't specific in that area. But basically, they're saying it can include things like tourism, agriculture. It's in line with the sustainable.
But all of that
sustainability goals.
But all of that is just broad speculation. And we
right.
do not.
That's what I said. They weren't specific.
Yeah, we do not want broad speculation. We want, if you're saying and you want to impress upon us that you're bringing investment, then we want to hear and see what these investments are. Not you come and you tell us it's in the vein or in the realm or it could be like in tourism. And no, we want specifics.
Or you bring things up and then after the fact you realize. You know what this reminds me of? You remember when shortly after the assumed office, Dr. Drew, was outraged in Parliament that we were basically having what, about 50,000 citizenship?
Yes.
Right. Well, this has the capacity to do that as well because there are no limits set, as far as I heard, on these things. Okay? It allows for these enclaves to have their own regulations and so on. Okay? Basically, they can do what they will
just
inside there.
like the Christoph Harbor prior contract, because the contract which I told you I was able to scrutinize briefly per view, I saw in the plots that I scrutinized said, for instance, if you did not like a venture that we were going to propose or we were going to initiate, then it did not say you go to your cabinet. It said you go to the board or anyone associated with Christoph Harbor, and that should not be the case.
Right, exactly. Right. This I was really surprised. At least I think it was Brantley who actually warned against the proliferation of these things. Right. In other words, you can't have a whole lot of them dotting the country. Like I said, we're just that small number of square miles, and what it sounds like they're going to be given large parcels. It's going to involve large parcels of land.
Yes,
okay?
This is why they have not been moving in any way to push agriculture, because what I am hearing is that the people who they are depending on to do these initiatives, they are saying to them, we want the land to be able to utilize. So they're indirectly telling them, don't use the land for your people's developments and sustenance. Let it be there so that we can come and we can use it for whatever endeavor we want. And it seems as if that is where they're leaning.
You know, people need to ask questions about this. Actually, for some time now, there's a particular person in Nevis he's associated with NRP, who's been warning about the fact that real estate, a particular real estate company,
yes,
have been encouraging people to sell their land.
That is why when you made the statement earlier that Mark Bentley made a statement, I kind of cringe, because it seems as if though one thing is being put forward verbally, but another thing is being practiced. So
you can bet your life this didn't just come out of the blue, that there is something else behind it, right? And given the kind of secrecy under which the government operates, I don't trust them one bit, right? And people should ask questions about exactly what is going on here, okay? It's all well and good, and there's nothing wrong in trying to copy the Dubai experience under certain conditions. I think Brantley himself made the point that if done right, he kept saying, if done right.
Well, yeah, so he's going to make sure he put that clause in there because, he knows.
He's covering himself.
Yeah. Look, as a people, I'm glad for people like you who can listen and who can, analyze and bring forward something in a way that we could better comprehend, because it seems as if though those who are in authority, their main emphasis is on being vague. They're not about being clear on anything.
Well, like I said, if they were going to do, let's say, build another Palm Island in the channel between St. Kitts and Nevis, and make a bridge or bridge the two islands and so on, that's fine.
Yeah.
But what we have to absolutely have to guard against, we can't be going back if people have their land already. When you encourage people to sell their land to foreigners, what do you think would eventually
and the female caller who called before, what's her name again? Cleo made that clear, where you have people who have land, and because what you're offering seems so good for them, and they're thinking short term, you might find they sell.
Exactly. And once you sell your land, you sell it,
That's it.
It's not so. Most likely, if you want to get it back or you want to buy another piece, it's going to be more expensive.
And that
so it's very short-sighted. It's very short-sighted to operate like that. But I am really concerned that we're not. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
And I agree.
And something
with you.
is afoot.
I agree.
Right,
with
and
you.
so people should ask questions as to exactly what they are about. Sure, we have to diversify. Okay, nobody isn't arguing against that. And sure, we welcome foreign direct investment. But we have foreign direct investment. Frigate Bay is a good example, where you have foreign direct investment, right?
Yeah.
In hotel plants and so on. You have the alien land holding license stuff that is essentially waived. Okay, so you have a mix. Basically, you have people from outside who at least mix with the population here, and so you don't have no exclusive zone. It's the exclusivity
and you
that
get
is going to cause
and
problems.
you get jobs and so on, other things from these ventures. Yeah,
people come over here and have their bars, they sell stuff, vendors on the beach and so on. So there is. The local people get a slice of the economic
pie. Yeah.
Over there, in an exclusive zone, a gated community. I find gated communities as a whole obnoxious. Right?
Me too.
Especially in a place where it's not the case that your community is being threatened by some other community also.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's absolutely unnecessary. And it should be frowned upon. Okay? Sure. Come, welcome the investment and so on, but come on our terms.
Yeah.
Come and live with us, not come and and overwhelm us. Right? That's the problem, I think.
And that is what will eventually happen, because these people aren't just rich. They're filthy rich.
Filthy rich.
You understand?
Yeah.
So you know what is going to happen when these people, they just have an attitude and an aura about them. And we've seen it around in our neighboring Caribbean islands. We've seen it. That is why I said yesterday, I see that down the line we are going to wind up just like people in the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. You just go, you're just there to work.
That's the whole point. It should not, and I maintain that something as transformative as this should not be the preserve of a few people in Parliament. No, right? It should be more, it should be discussed, massaged, it should be the vision, they should know the aspirations, the vision of what people, the general populace would like, in how they'd like to see St. Kitts in the future.
Yeah.
Okay? And St. Kitts and Nevis in the future, right? And then you craft something with that in mind. Okay? This to me is asking for trouble.
Let me ask you a question. Don't you feel that when we hear talk about ventures and other people coming to invest, don't you feel that our cabinet should be able to, rather than say, well, this could enhance things like tourism and so on and so forth, don't you think that they should give us breakdowns that would say what kind of percentage, not specific, but at least, some range of percentage that will be introduced into our GDP? Don't you think that they should do that?
Well, they certainly should tell us the benefits of what they're about to do.
Yeah.
And
how it's going to benefit us as a country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. The stakeholders absolutely should know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
Or what's about to hit them. Okay, and you're not getting that impression.
We're not getting
this
that.
Is being, this is being real, and that is why I started out with the absence of the opposition.
We're not getting
this
that.
Is being, this is being real, and that is why I started out with the absence of the opposition.
Yeah.
This is so great for our future and so on. Well, if it turns out to be fine. But
but we have to raise the
said,
question.
if it's not done right,
yes,
if it's not done right, we're going to be cursing them instead of praising them in the future.
Don't hang up.
Right?
Don't hang up. We have a caller who has been waiting patiently. Caller, go ahead.
Good morning once again, Brother Quint, Hortensia, McMahon, and Greg.
Well, let me interject. Hortensia, is it that 9 o'clock we have a next program?
The farmers are here?
Yeah, I saw he just. Yeah. So we're 7 minutes over time. So unfortunately, Mr. McMahon and otherwise, we're going to have to break.
No. You're going to be on. You're going to be on Voices.
A guest will be coming in and he'll be taking. But I think we'll see. Play it by ear.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
So unfortunately, we have to take that break, and yeah.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
More than 42 million cars from 19 different car companies are being recalled for faulty airbag inflators. Repairs are fast, easy, and free. The problem isn't with the airbag, it's with the airbag inflator. Because the inflator can rupture, shooting shrapnel through the airbag, which can cause serious injury or even death. Don't risk it, fix it.
Please contact CDC Automotive Division to find out if your Toyota vehicle is affected by the Takata airbag recall. Visit or call us at 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis.
St. Kitts, are you ready to invest with UTC GBFL?
Wait, UTC GBFL? What is that all about?
It's the UTC Global Balanced Fund Limited, your passport to investing in global markets, stocks, bonds, and opportunities worldwide, all within your reach.
So I can really start investing money?
Yes, and the best part, you can start with just 100 US or EC equivalent. Investing isn't just for the big players, it's for you. Whether you are seeking the potential to build wealth, secure your future, or chase your dreams, now is the time. Do it for you. Now, visit utcgbfl.com to get started today. UTC GBFL. Invest for tomorrow. Do it for you. An investor should consider a fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses before investing with the full knowledge that an investor may not get back the amount invested. The price of the units may increase or decrease, or that there may be circumstances where redemption of units may be suspended. This and other important information can be found in the fund's prospectus, which is available on our website, www.utcgbfl.com. The Eastern Caribbean Securities Regulatory Commission has not in any way evaluated the merits of the securities offered.
If you live in low-lying areas, be aware of the possibility of tsunamis immediately after an earthquake. A strong earthquake lasting 20 seconds or more is a natural tsunami warning. Do not wait for an official warning. Gather your family members and evacuate immediately after the shaking stops. Don't delay. A tsunami could occur within minutes.
This message is sponsored by the Australian Government, AusAid, and produced by NEMA in collaboration with WinFM.
Got itchy palms? That's a sign. Money could be coming your way with Scratch and Win from Caribbean Lottery. It's the easiest way to win instantly. No waiting, no fuss. With tickets starting from just $2 up to $20. Win over $35 million in prizes. The higher the price, the bigger the prize. So scratch today for your chance to win up to $200,000. Available at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 years and older to play.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
And we're back on Island Tea, and as mentioned before by Quint, it's time for a farm report. I was teasing Mr. Flanders. I see he's here in his West Indies shirt. He's proud and happy that we finally won we finally won an ODI.
Won something.
Yeah. As I was telling him, I didn't even know because I didn't get to keep up yesterday because I was so busy. But yeah, so he's sporting for the gentleman in maroon.
Yes, the men in maroon. I mean, a few weeks ago, I was a little ashamed to even, I went to the park and they're losing so badly, and I just in my shirt, like, it was embarrassing. But
Trust
hey,
me,
rally
I didn't
round.
wear my shirt for the rest of it, but I still went.
Rally round the West Indies.
Indeed.
All right, so good morning, all. This morning, I want to start off by just mentioning some of what is being done by members of our consortium. In particular, a young man named Edison Isaac. He has launched a website, and he's trying to be a supplier, right, input supplier. And so you can go to his website, SKN Farm Solutions, and there you can find, seeds that you might want to purchase, watermelon, those kind of things, some small implements, some small tools that you might want to use to make your gardening a little bit easier. And so we are trying to walk the walk, talk the talk. We're trying to improve where we can because we can't always rely wholeheartedly on others. And so if this young man, again, he's one of the pivotal ones in the consortium because he was the one who the architect of our planting program. Right, him and some others, Esmond and those others, part of the architect of our planting program. And that program goes on still. We are still planting out our fruits. Because we believe that, back in the day when we were younger, you could have found fruit trees all over the place, man. You could have found sour orange, Bansi Port, all those kind of trees you go and eat, Yeah. Sometimes you go to school, primary school, you don't have to walk with any snacks because
mango deal.
Trees all around.
Let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh,
what about limes? Limes have been scarce for a long time. Why is that?
Problem with limes right now, we have some real issues with citrus in general.
Yeah.
And so there's a disease right now kind of hitting the citrus industry kind of hard. Right? So if anybody see any yellowing on their leaves, any white stuff on their lime trees, reach out to the quarantine unit to see if they can come. And sometimes they recommend burning the trees, right? Because can't come back from that, right? So that's one of the problems we're having with that. So yeah, growing up, I grew up in Saddlers, and sometimes I go up in the mountain. You had what you call Houston. A lot of mangoes, just mangoes for days. You go and pick those mangoes, and you come down with the bucket, sell, eat till your belly full, that kind of thing. So we're trying to revitalize the fruit trees and stuff. Because if you look at our import bill, some of the largest imports are things like apples and the grapes that we don't have vineyards for and those kind of things. And we want to help us to go back to seasonal fruits and those kind of things. That would help to reduce the import bill, right? Because we don't want all of those fancy things. Let's get back the taste for the wax apple and for the custard apple and all those things so that,
And aren't our local fruits more healthy? Because we see those red apples and we understand that they're waxed and polished and oftentimes they're not fully ripe and all these kind of stuff.
You have to pick them green so that by the time they journey across the ocean, they're ripe. So they don't really ripe on the vines. They're not going to taste as good. If you ever taste banana that just ripe in a cupboard or something, it don't taste as good as if you ripe on the vine, right?
Yeah.
So.
Not really, because I remember in Ghana, my dad would pick the full bunch, it's full now, and then he puts it among sucker leaf in a basket. And when that ripe, that was...
You got time it properly. You got time it properly. Because if you do it full and you just funk right there. Right
I get that
in the
part,
cupboard, right?
Yeah.
So so we're trying to, reestablish these trees to get our people back to eating our local foods. And just a comment on the wax thing with the apples. I mean, sometimes we don't have to fear it so much because it's beeswax, right? And bees is natural. So now they would put on beeswax to help preserve it a bit. So don't be afraid to eat. People had on the internet, you wash it, see the whitey stuff. Yeah. It's just beeswax. That comes from nature also.
No, but one of the reasons they do it is about marketing. Is to make it look
pretty.
Nice and pretty and
glossy and edible,
And like you said, they pick them prematurely and then send them across. So that's part of the problem. So a shout out to the consortium as we continue. The other day he asked for pictures for updates just to show where our avocado trees are, where our guava trees are. I had a guava tree and I don't pick one of the guava already. Tree kind of short, but still, it's real good. Yeah, it's short, but
white
the bearing.
White one or pink one? The white or the pink one?
Is a Mexican guava. It's kind of yellow. Inside is red, right?
Right.
But it was a variety, right? We also had cherry trees and those. So we're doing our part to try to bring back that whole thing.
When you say cherry cheese, you mean cashew nut cherry cheese or
Bayesian cherries?
Okay.
Yeah. Bayesian cherry.
GT cherry.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Thank you.
Let me ask you another question. When I was growing up, the cashew nut cherry, we used to eat them, but it doesn't seem as if though there's that palate for it now.
Doesn't appear so. Because something in the past, we used to call them monkey cherries, right? In St. we call them monkey because monkeys love them.
Yeah.
Right? But I grew up eating them also, and I grew up taking, my grandmother would take the nuts and roast them. Even she had a tree in her yard, and even before she passed a few years ago, she had a whole pile of cashew ready to roast, right? But yeah, persons don't like them anymore. Some people say too tarry when they bite it to kind of make the teeth feel a certain way.
But you see, that acidic content in them is good for the body, you know, and that is what like what the old people say. Medicine doesn't always taste good, but it's good for you. So what about the natural medicine? You understand? You notice that you don't see insects troubling those things for spite?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because they always laid just full. Nobody touching, nobody eating them because, I wish we could, because they taste good. I don't know why people are not afraid to eat them.
And they're good for drinks.
Yes, they drink taste real good.
Yeah.
A lot of these people, the youngsters too, they just don't even know how they taste. They see them, they look funny. They don't even know that's the cashew tree. That's the actual cashew tree. Right?
They don't even know that.
They don't even know that. And we could, there could be a cashew industry right here because they're growing so well in St. Kitts. Right? So, but that leads me into the crux of the matter for me this morning, right? Because like I said, the young man launched his thing, but competition from the powers that be, right? That's a real problem right now in St. Kitts. And another member of the consortium, he's a part of the agro-processors. He's an agro-processor. And so he make his teas and those kind of things from local ingredients and things like that. And of course, it's a struggle because, the import, sometimes we import the glass bottles and it costs a lot to clear, and by the time you put on the price, it's kind of expensive in the stores and stuff like that, right? So he into those kind of things. The tea bags, he would dry the tea bags, put them in bags and stuff like that. And so, but we have the marketing unit owned by the government. And now I'm afraid that I heard that they are venturing into that area also. They're already basically the boss, the lead for most of the other, the guava cheese and the certain drinks and jams. They make a lot of stuff. And they are able to sell it. Now, from my understanding, when the agro-processing unit was developed, it was developed so that local entrepreneurs who can afford to buy the heavy equipment and the kind of thing could take their fruits and whatever and take it up there, I guess you schedule whatever, and you process those things and you sell them. Right? But now the government is wholeheartedly involved from top to bottom because they own the farm across Kim Collins Highway, so you have fruits and stuff like that. So that's the backward linkage right there up to the processing, and then they sell them to the supermarket. So they control the whole chain from backward, forward linkage, everything, primary, secondary, and tertiary. So they control the whole thing. So I just want to pose a question right now. Like,
when you say they control the whole thing, where do they get their supply from? They don't get it from farmers?
Some, there's some. But remember, they got their own farm also. So there's some certain parts, certain fruits and stuff that, like some guavas and stuff like that, they could able to source a certain amount. But I guess to get to scale, of course, they'll ask farmers also. And if farmers don't have certain things, because what we have to understand is that when it comes to agro-processing, you can't take any fruit. Right? You can't take any type because, like for example, ketchup, you have a special tomato for that. Corn flakes, there's a special corn built for that. So you can't just take any and just, because the taste profile, everything might change, right? You see, you pineapple. I know people said that, GMOs and so are terrible, but, certain modifications will allow the pineapple to grow in a certain way. So when you can them, all of them have the same size and things like that, right? That's part of the engineering. So they are designed for that purpose. But yes, they would reach out to farmers if they can, but they still have that leverage.
But so it seems to me, tell me if I'm wrong, it seems to me that the farmers are like a last initiative. If we don't have enough, then we lean to you. Is that the case, or is because how the government should be set up is to look out for its people. The people should not be the second option. The people should be the first option.
It should be.
You understand? So is that the case?
For the most part, yeah. For the most part.
Okay.
For the most part. Now, what I believe is that the government are going to cause in business, running certain businesses. They're just not going to cause in there, right? So that's why the question came to my mind about competition. Because we know that the government intend to get their own farms. So that's competing with the farmers directly. And what I'm wondering, what I want to throw out to the room or to those listening is, do we think that if you're in government at a certain level, should you engage in certain practices? Should you engage in certain industries? Like, for example, should someone at the level of permanent secretary have a farm? Should, when you get the position, you kind of sign a non-competitive clause or some kind of thing to say, okay, no, I'm here now at a certain level. I'm going to ease myself from that. We know in America, well, Trump don't really follow it, but you have the blind trust, where if you have a business and you get into the Senate or wherever, you have to just sign that over to somebody else. Let them handle that. Because you have an unfair advantage.
That's it.
Right? I'll give you two examples.
You're like an insider.
Insiders. I know you have insider trading still, but for the most part, I'll give you an example in St. Kitts and government. In the last administration, when they entered first in agriculture, we were asked to look into the marketing unit because persons were complaining that they can't get stuff in, they can't get them sold. You look in there, some of the checks that are being made is for employers. Some of the biggest ones are for persons actually working at the department. Some of the biggest buyers are persons at the department because you buy them cheap and you sell them because you have an advantage. You know what's in, you know what's going on. So you have an unfair advantage, right, for me. And so the permanent secretary then said, look here, if you're working for agriculture, you cannot buy or sell from the marketing department unless the last resort.
Yes.
Because that's your side hustle, huh? You're getting paid still. That's your side hustle. You have people
that's double dipping if you're...
Yes. There are folks that's their actual job. And so the question is, should persons who are that involved in the government be allowed to engage in particular sectors? You hear it across the government. Sometimes you hear about caterers complaining because the government have something going on. A brother, a wife of somebody who is high up get the job. You hear it in entertainment, promotions. Person saying that the wife, husband, brother, whatever of somebody who know what's going on, they get the job. So it's like there's no real barrier there to protect those who that's their breadwinner, that's their main job. So the question is it okay? Should, in my view, for me, if you're at a certain level, I don't think you should engage in certain practices.
And I agree.
Right? But at certain other levels, okay, fine. Everybody's struggling. You know, you check in as big as somebody others. So maybe you may double, but still, that's just me. Right? Because there are complaints that, you know, like for example, extension officers have farms. For me, once you're looking after your farmers under your control, they're doing well, you're doing well, fine. That's why you went to study, you practice, you keep yourself sharp so you're able to help even further. I don't have a problem with that. But it can't be a point where you're up there and those who are supposed to help down there. I don't agree with that.
And
right?
I agree with you 100%.
I totally don't agree with that. And so we're putting it out there to say that we don't think that the government or persons adjacent to the government should be involved in certain things because, for one, when the government produces something, it's not market value because the wages are different. You don't pay for that. Taxpayers pay for that. You're not going to pay yourself taxes. I don't think government pay themselves taxes. So if you bring in something, I don't think the government will charge themselves VAT. I don't think they do. Right? You just bring that in, concession, whatever. So the real value is not being seen. Just like, for example, the Tabasco project. If you are bringing in persons off the STEP program, paying them minimum wage, that is not the real thing because that's not part of the production cost. Right? The land, all the implements, everything. That is not real because for a farmer now, they have to finance all that on their own. They have to pay their own workers. So there's no way they can even measure up. Look at the example with land preparation. There's some farmers who own their tractors. They're trying to be, they have that as a service. But if you're charging 200 and the government charging one something, I mean, the diesel duty free, but government sure. They got their own pump and everything. You just pump and go, right? Bringing it in. After, for farmers, you get whatever, concession maybe a vehicle also once every whatever years. But then it's same for government. They can bring in 1 to 3 whenever they want to. So one time there, it is not fair. It is not fair. The market value is just skewed. And so we are saying that let farmers farm. And if you're a government person, do your government duties. That's one reason I always say I never entered into actual practicing while I'm in farming because nobody going to say it's a conflict of interest. Because that's the one example I gave was with the packing house, the marketing unit. Is another example where there was a high-ranking official in agriculture. They were in charge of getting the greenhouses to St. Kitts. And then they could be heard asking the agent that we've on the phone, what about mine them? Right? What about mines? So you realize that they would use that avenue to sort out themselves at the same time. The average person ain't got access to those kind of things.
For instance, let me give you an example. Let's say the Minister of Agriculture, I think it is, yes. Minister of Agriculture, Minister of the Orange Environment, he's part of that.
Yeah, and the
also sports, I think it is. Okay. So he's Minister of Agriculture, Sports and Entertainment.
Yeah.
3. This minister, we understand, was a farmer. Okay. So this minister, this is the way it should work. When this minister becomes a minister and he has these 3 other portfolio, we should not be seeing him doing any farming. If he has a farmer, he had a farm, it should go to a family, a friend or whatever. And we should not see that friend name popping up every time something to do with farming. That friend's name is at the top of the list above every other farmer. We should not see that. And these are clear things that should not happen. You understand? But yet still you hear farmers complaining. Why? But perhaps, and I will use the word perhaps, the minister, there's some conflict of interest there. Perhaps.
Yeah. It could be seen.
Yeah.
Because those are questions that farmers would ask. Like, are you going to go to bat for us fully about getting stuff into the supermarkets when you have your stuff there? If the supermarket tell you, no, you put too much pressure on us, take out yours, that's a problem in things in general.
And then we hear about Tabasco peppers and this and that and that kind of stuff. Who is it really benefiting? We hear the farmers aren't part of it. These are questionable things.
That is true.
That should not happen.
Especially the Tabasco project.
The funny thing, though, is that when someone like me makes these statements, there are those who would say, oh, he's political, blah, blah. You never see me on any platform. I don't side with here, but I say it as I see it. And let the chips fall where they may. When you become a minister, do what is in your portfolio, because someone like me will then say, no wonder you're failing with your portfolios, because something is not adding up. Maybe you're putting again I use the word maybe you're putting emphasis in other things other than the portfolios you were given. Go ahead.
That's a good yeah. No, let's not just stay at the ministers, right? Because if you're a permanent secretary, you are in the driver's seat. You can actually make decisions that can make you benefit and others don't. So the same thing, agriculture is like, can't forget interest top to bottom, right? Because the permanent secretary has a farm, and you have seen the proliferation of the farm since taking that position. Others still out there struggling. So it's like,
imagine.
So what does one do, though? As you rightfully say, you just don't take the position knowing that you have something going on. Because to leave your stuff, in all fairness, to leave my stuff to run their stuff, then if the administration change and I get kicked out, I have no stuff. What am I supposed to do then?
Well, like I said, let somebody else handle it.
Okay.
In the meantime, look at, for example, I don't know, Jasmine Crockett? The Congress lady? She was a problem. She was a big lawyer.
Lawyer, yeah.
And she would clearly say that she's losing millions right now. Certain settlements she cannot accept. Because since she went into the office, she just can't accept those things. If you are there to serve the people, what are you concerned about those kind of things? You're there to serve the people. Make sure they reach.
Because remember, you're getting a salary now.
Exactly. That's a side hustle for you.
I understand that, but then as he made it clearer for me. Because I wouldn't want to leave my thing, and then if the next administration come in and I'm not for them, they dash me out. And then
that is why I said let your brother or family or somebody take it over. And then I went on to say, when they take it over, I don't want to see their name at the top of everything, because then their conflict of interest continues. No, we don't want
because you're gonna do the best for yourself.
You understand?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a way to, I mean, but even just for the optics, I would say, because really and truly, like, again, Donald Trump is the best example. He says his son's running everything, but he sends them over in Dubai, signing contract, over here doing things. So when Trump finished, money's still there, piling up. Right? But at least, you could see some kind of line somewhere to say that, okay, it's them doing it, and you cover yourself a little bit. That don't really, because It's a cultural thing. Like, for example, nepotism. In certain cultures.
But then you made the point. His sons are in all these things. It's like they're at the top of the list still.
Yes.
And that is what I said you should
As
avoid.
you just said, nepotism.
Yeah.
Right. But in some cultures, if you reach to the top, you're expected to bring up your people. So some cultures say nepotism. Yeah, you better look out first.
Yeah.
But in others, they're like, no man, you can't be serious. You frown on that. So again, it's a toss up. It's like, what side do you really? It's an argument to have out there, right? But our culture ain't like that. Our culture say, what you no, we need to know the nepotism story, right? Everybody should be a piece of the pie, right? That's how we believe in. Some African nations are like, yeah, my brother, yeah, man, they gotta be around me, right? So we know where we stand. So the point is that we as farmers we need to be able to say, okay, the market is this small, man. What you want to take a piece for? You know, if you want, it's big enough if you open it up for us. So if you're not opening up the market, because the reality is, if you look at the imports, our farmers right now, we're not going to produce 100% of our imports. So there's room somewhere. But give us the little, don't fight for the little crumbs, man.
But here's another scenario, a hypothetical. The minister, he puts it off to his brother, friend, or whatever. Then he opens it up so everybody gets a piece of the pie. So next thing you know, agriculture is flourishing. We can feed ourselves. We cut down on our import costs. The minister still has his job. He still deals with his portfolio. The whole country looks good.
Yeah.
Why not do that?
Because that's how you generate economic growth. When you spread the love for everybody, you know, you give somebody a piece, so everybody come together and the economy is booming. I hire 10, you hire 10, you know, and so everything is booming. That is why the tobacco thing is so frustrating, because if you give farmers, each farmer is a part of the pie, they're gonna hire somebody. They might even pay the minimum wage. Because the earnings might be so good that they say, I might get a little extra bonus, break our piece for you guys, we do good this month or whatever. Right? So you can't just keep it in a silo just for you and yours, and then not spread the love across the sector. It's not going to go like that.
And you retard the growth of the country on a whole, because the country is the masses of the people.
Exactly. I'm glad to say retard the growth, because the same thing with the agro-processing. There's a group out there, right? I spoke to one of their members, and they said one of the reasons why nobody's interested is because why bother? Why bother? Because I can't even go up against this juggernaut right here. Why bother? And so that group was prominent back in the day, and now it's kind of dying out. The youths are not seen as attractive, and the old folks trying their best to hold on. I think they had area in a school somewhere. They used to use the school kitchen and that kind of stuff to try to get the stuff processed and things like. But it wasn't good enough.
But you see, I'm glad you used the youth. For youths aren't foolish. For youths, development means making money. If they don't see it as being lucrative, they're not going to lean towards it.
Which is totally true. I mean, can we fault them, right? Back gone are the days where somebody got a mom and pop shop and people eating up the shop because they're trying to look out for people in the community, right? They give come for some food, and next thing you're making the money.
Yeah, I have a caller.
All right, go ahead.
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Farm Report.
Good morning, Farmer. Good morning, Quint.
Good morning.
The host. I have a question for you, and the question is, do you believe all these arguments that you're making, even though they are valid, you believe the whole system is a design to make sure that we pet around with the word farming rather than actual farming? I can very well remember Bill Clinton came out and apologized to the Haitian for the disaster he caused by practically shutting down the rice industry in Haiti because of the WFO. Haiti was dumped on lots of cheap food that killed Haiti rice farming system. And it appears to me like those who are stronger, the stronger nation, make sure that they keep our leaders in check so that we must be able to buy from them. No matter what we do, we are a consuming nation and not a producing nation. And it appears to me like that is the position that they are trying to keep us, or using our own people in doing that same thing. Because Burkina Faso, if you notice that Abraham went all out on other equipment for Burkina Faso, and he realized, I came to a conclusion that we have had agriculture because that is what we know.
Yeah.
And we were given a price, a quota, as to how much we could deliver in a year when we produce our sugar cane. After that, the rug was pulled from under us and caused us to scrabble for tourism, which we know is not really sustainable. We have to have something that coexists to maintain our status quo.
Yeah.
The thing is, what I was looking at government have all these procedures and policy that was put before for the national agriculture, which was sugar then. I am wondering, cannot we have this same system? Like if 4 farmers get together and they decide to land 3 tractors on the island between themselves to keep the farmers going. Government can keep their tractors. So just in case that the farmers fall short, that they could rent their tractors to the farmers. But at the same time, those things will not only be duty-free, but they will be VAT and everything free because they are part of the national program that are producing sustainable food for our people.
Yeah.
And that way we will eliminate all of the plastic thing on the shelves for St. Kitts Nevis from the farmers. Because our money is plastic, our dollar bill is plastic, our $5 and $1 and $2 and whatever is plastic. But yet we are saying we don't want plastic.
Maybe they should move. Maybe they should move. Caller, maybe they should move. Maybe they should move to ban those. Which would be ridiculous. I'm just a pun there, just a pun, because they say they're going to ban plastic, so that's plastic.
When they don't ban, they already ban plastic, but banning is only in the mind.
I'm glad anyone see the ridiculousness behind it.
That they are doing so great that they ban the plastic bag. Now you who want to dump your garbage in your household have to go and buy a plastic bag to give to throw them in the garbage.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure where we're going or what we're doing. Are we want to be on a show? Are we really serious among our people? To me, I would have let the farmers turn loose. I will have shut you.
Yeah.
I will have turned you loose. Say you want to buy your tractor?
Then you prove
bring
yourself.
In your tractor. Bring in your plow. Land it just like SSMC would have done.
Put your actions where your mouth is.
And do your thing.
Yeah.
And don't disturb me. And any piece of land that you see that is not in use and you want it, find out from the owners who have the land how long they will be, when they'll be able to ready to use the land, and then turn over that land to you. And when they're ready for it, you call, they let you know within maybe 6 months or a year. You can take out all your food stuff and they do what they want with it because the land is not yours. But at the same time, the land will earn the production rather than all the topsoil running into the ocean, which we can't afford. We have to work with what we have. And at the same time, you won't be going around begging anybody for a job because you will be creating employment for yourself and for others. And government wouldn't have all these people on their payroll. We have to release government of all these people that are employed by government. The salary, the overhead is too big. They cannot get a chance to breathe, to develop the country.
What the government want to